In 1967, 2,000 feet down, something struck the submersible Alvin with impossible force. A fish under 200 pounds had pierced a vessel weighing 35,000.
Swordfish have been found inside sperm whales. Even sharks alter their course when one is near.
No venom, no pack tactics, no camouflage. Just one weapon, used with impossible speed and force. In the crushing cold of the deep, its brain stays warm while others slow. Speed, force, precision, and stability. It does not adapt to its environment. It overrides it. And it has not changed in tens of millions of years. Xiphias gladius, the living sword. Named for the Roman blade that built empires through efficiency. The only survivor of its family. Where others diversified, the swordfish converged on pure function. 10 feet long, 1,400 pounds. A machine built not for land, but for the crushing sea. 1/3 of its body is weapon. 4 feet of flattened blade that defines how it moves through space. Not a spear, a blade, compressed side to side, designed to pierce and to sweep laterally through flesh. Teeth vanish. Pelvic fins disappear. What remains is only what cannot be removed without consequence. No ornamentation, no display. Every curve serves speed, depth, or the strike. Pure function. From the Atlantic to the Mediterranean, it crosses boundaries that keep other species confined.
50 million years ago, in the Eocene, this design emerged. And it has not fundamentally changed since.
Primitive. Complete. Every curve tested by time itself. Refined by continuous pressure. The bill is not attached. It is a direction the body chose to become. Not bone, but mineralized will.
Beneath the smooth surface, a three-dimensional lattice distributes force that would shatter solid bone. The bill does not resist the water. It produces lift, guiding flow, and reducing turbulence at high speed. In 2013, science discovered microscopic pores secreting oil, lubricating the blade for millions of years unseen.
Always present, never seen. And when it strikes, the force exceeds 1,000 pounds per square inch. 20 inches into solid timber. Fragments found inside predators that outweighed it by thousands of pounds.
Not just thrust. Lateral sweeps that shatter schools, disrupting cohesion in a single devastating pass. From wide arcs to focused strikes. And if the blade breaks, it grows back, slowly, relentlessly. In water, speed is silent. It announces itself through pressure, rippling outward before the body arrives.
Water is 800 times denser than air. Every flaw becomes a burden. Every curve must be perfect. The lunate tail, a crescent of rigid power shared by sharks, dolphins, and tuna. Convergence by necessity. Fast-twitch muscle fibers compress time itself, engaging and resetting with explosive precision.
50 miles per hour through water. It crosses its own 14-foot length in a fraction of a second.
A pressure wave pushes forward, displacing prey before the blade even touching them. Subtle. Significant.
The oil boundary layer reduces friction further. Each element compounds the others. Nothing is wasted. At full speed, it cannot be intercepted. Movement itself becomes armor. Distance becomes defense.
Engineers calculated backward from the Alvin damage. The velocity they found challenged belief.
Below the surface, the cold deepens. Everything slows. Everything dims. Everything except the swordfish. Hidden behind its eyes, a specialized organ generates heat, defying the cold that slows everything else. Not the whole body, just the brain and eyes. Because timing and clarity are what survive in the deep. Modified eye muscle, repurposed into a heating engine. constant, invisible contraction generating warmth for the mind. 15 degrees warmer than the abyss. Neural signals fire faster. Vision stays sharp. Coordination remains precise. At 1,000 feet, others slow. The swordfish descends with a warm brain, operating as if still at the surface.
Advantage is not size, it is timing, acting within shorter intervals than anything else in the deep.
Tuna and some sharks warm their muscles, but the swordfish concentrates heat only where decisions are made.
Selective heating, perception and control only. An economy of function that defines every aspect of this animal. Deep is not an anomaly. It is an extension of its design. It carries warmth into the cold.
Here in the twilight zone, the swordfish navigates the swirling marine snow as the vibrant teal water turns to abyssal black.
Mesopelagic zone, where sunlight ends and the surface becomes memory.
Here, the descent continues. 1,800 feet down, 800 pounds per square inch. The ocean presses, but the swordfish does not hesitate.
Not rigidity, but balanced flexibility. While the water around it chills to just above freezing, in the cold, others slow. Yet here unfolds the largest migration on Earth, invisible from above.
By night they rise to feed. By day they descend. The planet's greatest biomass shift, repeated every 24 hours, follows this migration with precision. Down by day, up by night. Tagging studies reveal relentless cycles. Multiple dives past 1,000 feet every single day. Surface and depth linked into one continuous existence.
From warm to freezing, low pressure to crushing depth, and back again. In total darkness, it reads the language of bioluminescence, brief flashes that reveal position in the void. No other large predator combines such depth, such surface speed, and such thermal range. It owns the vertical ocean. In the deep, its eye becomes an instrument tuned for scarcity. 4 inches across, gathering every stray photon. Rod cells dominate, sacrificing color for sensitivity. Movement and shape detected where brightness fails. The lens bends light precisely for water, not air. Without this, the world would blur into useless shadow. Warmth keeps the chemical processes of vision at optimal speed. No cold-induced delay. No hesitation in the dark. Utilizing this polarized light visualization, the elusive Dositicus gigas is finally revealed, a true deep-water mystery solved by science. Nearly 360 degrees of vision. Few blind spots. Few surprises. Total spherical awareness. The swordfish possesses one of the largest eyes in the animal kingdom, an adaptation crucial for hunting in the dimly lit abyss, unlike its shallow water relatives. Biological night vision. Not engineered, but evolved. Operating continuously where others experience only limitation. In the early 2000s, deep cameras finally revealed what had occurred, unseen for millions of years. 1,000 mackerel, moving as one. Their defense is cohesion. The swordfish approaches from below.
Angled upward, time to intersect the school's edge. Outside their awareness until the water itself compresses. Not a thrust, a lateral sweep. One pass, a dozen fish struck. Motion interrupted across the entire formation. Then, stillness. The hunter slows, turns, and consumes the stunned with measured, unhurried precision. Against vampire squid, the strategy shifts. No cohesion to break, only rapid pursuit, matching every evasive burst. It limits escape angles, positions for interception, then extends the bill with direct, lethal precision. Other predators make schools condense. The swordfish makes them scatter. Their defense becomes their vulnerability. Millions of years, and prey still have no effective countermeasure. The pattern remains unchanged. Some encounters leave only scars and embedded fragments. Sharks struck with force sufficient to kill. A blue shark, pierced straight through, entry and exit aligned perfectly. one continuous, devastating motion. A mako shark, brought to market in 2015, carried a broken bill fragment that had destroyed its lung.
The mako, one of the fastest hunters, fell to the blade. Even great whites bear the scars of these encounters.
Sharks detect its presence and alter course. Not chaotic, but deliberate, increasing distance without being told. The ampullae of Lorenzini read electrical fields. The swordfish may broadcast a signature recognized as danger.
Juveniles still fall to sharks, but at a certain size, the recognition shifts. Prey becomes predator.
The sperm whale, 60 feet, 45 tons, descending to 7,000 feet, a geological presence in the deep. Clicks of unmatched intensity. Sound as perception, disorienting prey before the whale even arrives.
We found several large pieces in the stomach, confirming predation.
And this one traveled nearly a meter into the flank.
Fragments lodged in blubber, some near the spine. The whale survives, carrying the swordfish within its own body. One fragment near the spine, surrounded by healing tissue. The whale survived the encounter, but carried it to death. Not one-sided. The whale can eat it, but the swordfish can wound it permanently. Size does not guarantee safety. The orca moves as a pod, a coordinated field of motion, the only predator that challenges through numbers and mind.
35 miles per hour against 50. In a straight line, the swordfish escapes. But orcas do not hunt in straight lines.
They narrow the angles. They steer the motion. They eliminate the straight line, the sole tactic that can trap the blade. Yet orcas bear linear scars. In the chaos of the pod, the blade still finds its mark. The cost is never zero. Not size, not speed, collective behavior. The only force in the ocean that can challenge the solitary sword.
For the adult, direct challengers are few. Most interactions resolve before contact, through recognition alone.
It begins as transparency. An egg no larger than a grain, invisible among the countless others in the surface waters. 29 million eggs. Reproduction becomes not lineage, but probability. A cloud of possible futures released to the current. 2.5 days to hatch. Transparent larvae, indistinguishable from the plankton, carried by forces beyond their control.
Predators feed without discrimination. The response is growth. 50 pounds in the first year. Among the fastest of all large fish.
The bill lengthens. The muscles strengthen. The form converges on what it was always meant to become. 4 to 5 years to maturity. A threshold crossed. Predators that once hunted it now alter their course. From millions to one. The journey of the swordfish is a testament to the survival of the fittest. No paths marked. No boundaries visible. Yet it crosses distances beyond thousands of miles across the Atlantic. Not straight, but guided by variations invisible to surface perception.
Magnetite particles in its body align with Earth's field. A biological compass that needs no light, no surface, no sight. It reads temperature gradients of fractions of a degree. Invisible boundaries that guide it toward life and away from emptiness.
3,000 miles in the Pacific. Not once, but repeatedly, across years.
Near the surface, it becomes visible, and vulnerability intersects with human activity along the same ancient routes.
Organic migration meets engineered presence. It moves without charts, yet arrives exactly where danger lurks.
Precise without maps, it learns, it remembers. Each passage refines the internal representation of the vast blue world.
Magnetism, temperature, memory.
A landscape without fixed features, read only by those equipped to interpret it. Distance is absence. Miles of empty water between adults, yet that separation persists, actively maintained. When paths converge, they bend away. Isolation maintained not by barrier, but by continuous choice. Tagging data confirms it.
Not alone by circumstance, alone by continuous correction, within a habitat of 330 million cubic miles.
No horizon, no walls, no floor, direction without landmarks. Despite the void, navigation stays accurate. Internal references and environmental cues create a framework for purpose. It approaches divers, maintains proximity, controlled, repetitive movement, not attack, assessment. 20 minutes around a deep camera, consistent spacing, mapping the alien object, building understanding through repetition. Brain-to-body ratio, high for a fish. Not mammalian complexity, but flexible response, processing beyond reflex. Not simple stimulus and response. Internal representation of space. Patterns that repeat with variation, beyond necessity.
Blade meets unyielding surface, records appear across centuries. Logbooks from every ocean, telling the same story. Copper-clad naval hulls, built to endure the sea. Yet the blade found entry, penetrating where nothing should. 20 inches into solid wood. Calculations failed. Assumptions collapsed. The numbers demanded reconsideration. Mediterranean fleets knew it well. Insurance documents listed it as recurring risk. Not anomaly, but expected hazard. 1867, 2,000 feet, the Alvin. Designed for abyssal pressure, yet marked forever by a single fish's blade. Not food. Not prey. The Alvin offered no logical cue. Millions of years of uninterrupted movement. Then, suddenly, unyielding surfaces appeared that physics could not avoid. Rigid structures, boundaries that do not yield like flesh. At 50 miles per hour, they become walls in a world without walls. Not aggression, different systems colliding, the ocean's refinement meeting human rigidity, the outcome recorded in steel. Some pressures arrive slowly, others compress into a single lifetime. In the late 20th century, the balance shifted. Long lines for miles, thousands of hooks, set along the same ancient corridors the swordfish had followed for millennia. By 1998, 30% remained. 70% gone in 2 decades. Millions of years of persistence, erased in decades. Timescales compressed beyond the capacity for gradual adjustment.
Delegates reached a historic agreement today, leading restaurants worldwide to remove the endangered swordfish from their menus.
Not instantaneous, consistent, removal below replacement, year after year, until the trajectory finally bent toward recovery. By the mid-2000s, significant recovery, proof that coordinated management works. Not one good year, but many aligned. But the Pacific and Mediterranean tell different stories. Management varied, enforcement faltered, recovery did not follow. What is possible when pressure reduces? What is lost when it does not? The same animal, different human choices.